Hello everyone, my name is Brad from Nighthawk Gliders. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to build this super cool airplane called the Starflux. It's a balsa wood model that flies on the POWERUP 4.0. You can go to poweruptoys.com to get yours today. So let's talk about the Starflux. Actually, this airplane is two airplanes in one. Super cool. You can fly it in this configuration or pop off the airframe, just turn it around 180 degrees, and now you can fly it in that direction. Super fun, super cool. You're going to love to fly it, so let's get a building. These are the things you're going to need for your project. A POWERUP 4.0, the accessories kit, which includes the special clips that we need to mount the Starflux, plus the Starflux parts itself. What's nice is you can go to POWERUP Toys and buy these three as a bundle, which is very convenient. Likewise, we're also going to need a nice clean workstation. You don't need a special mat such as this. You can use a piece of cardboard. That'll help protect the table. Speaking of protecting the table, wax paper is something that we also use. And this is your common everyday item you can find in your kitchen. The reason why we use wax paper is because we're going to be using super glue. Super glue is sometimes called CA. CA stands for cyanoacrylate. And we recommend Gorilla brand super glue because it has a good thick viscosity. Now, to help make the super glue set, we'll use something like a CA accelerator. This is optional, but it's recommended in the sense that it will make your project go much faster. However, you don't need a big bottle such as this. You can buy a smaller bottle. Often they come in a little bit of spray bottle. I don't like to spray this product. It gets quite messy if you do. Instead, get an eyedropper. Pour the product in that, and then that way we can equally and evenly apply the accelerator to get our super glue set the way we want. Also, we're going to need a little bit of masking tape, a paper towel for a little cleanup, and some scissors to open up the package. All right, time to build the Starflux. This is the laser cut parts. You want to open up the package with some scissors or a hobby knife. Highly recommended not to tear it open with your hands because these are fragile balsa wood parts and you don't want to break them. Boy, and these scissors are lousy. Okay. Inside, I'm going to have a nail file, the instructions, written instructions. You can go over the instructions, but in this video, we're going to cover everything you need. I'll probably give you some tips as well. So these are our parts. We have our main inner wing panels. We have our outer wing panels. We have our canard or tail and also pieces of the canard here. And these are two parts to the fuselage and some winglets and wing supports. We're going to start off with, we got to make a gauge. I'm going to put these on the side for now. We're going to start off with this piece right here. They should be able to pop out pretty easily. And you'll need to punch out tiny bits. And let's get our wax paper set up because we're going to start gluing. Just need a bit of glue on the edge of this and the edge of that, and right in this area. You want to glue that vertically. And I'm going to use our accelerant. This is going to drip on my paper. That's all right. Okay. Drop there. Drop there. Okay. What we're going to do is pop out our center wing panels. going to save one of these pieces as a scraper. You'll see what I'll do with that in a minute. Okay. We need to tape down a couple pieces of masking tape. I'm going to tape down this wing gauge. I need to hold it in place. And I think I'll need another piece as well. And our goal is to kind of get the wings at a particular angle. So we'll need to tape this to stay in place. Now we're going to glue these two pieces together like that. I already got some glue on the table. I'm just going to use up some of that. All right. So press together. I kind of want to hold this in place for a few seconds until it sets enough. Also, maybe just to ensure, if you want to let it dry, might be a good idea to tape it down so it stays in position. And then put a bead of glue down the middle. We're going to use our scraper. If there's any excess, we'll just scrape that right off. Okay, and since I have my accelerator, I'm going to give it a touch. So that'll set a little bit quicker. You will have to let it dry if you don't have some accelerator. Okay, it's in place. Now I'm going to flip it over. I don't need the gauge anymore. Yeah, you definitely want to make certain it's set before we do this next step. I'm going to glue the other wing parts. Okay. Now, there's a certain curvature to the wing, and actually there's only one way that you can glue these on. It won't let you glue it the other way. So that's our next step, is to glue those two parts together. This is called a castle joint, so it goes up and down. And I'm going to hold it there until it sticks. Another bead of glue. A couple drops of accelerator, if I could pronounce it properly. All right. Repeat for the other side. Being careful not to push down on the center line. So it's not fully glued just yet. We will get to that. I have another piece of wax paper just off the side, so I'm going to put it over the wing over there. And if you happen to have any excess glue, I know I do right there, but I'm going to avoid that. But if you have any on your main work area, just give that a little wipe down. Okay, our next step is the canard / tail section. It's actually either a canard or a tail, depending on, it's a bidirectional airplane, so we have that choice, depending on how you mount it on the POWERUP. Okay, there's those pieces, and we'll need these rounded pieces. These kind of come out easily, but you don't want to be rough with it. You want to make certain that it doesn't crack the balsa. Okay, so these are going to be lined up like this, and we're going to be placing these pieces in here. Now what you want to pay attention is the castle joint. You see how it goes up, down, and that's not the right piece. That's the downside. We want the other piece that has the up. So it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that. This piece will be over here. Oops, flipped. Okay. We're going to put glue in this spot. Lay it flat. Oops. Pinch it together. Hold that for a couple seconds. Repeat for the other side. Okay. A quick wipe down. Next, we need to attach our canard pieces to some wing supports. This I find a little bit easy if you turn it. It'll break out a little bit better if you give it a little twist. Scrap. Okay, so now we're going to be gluing. This is a particular direction. This little tab will fit into this small hole here, and it will be facing this way, as you can see. Okay. It's just going to be a little bit on either side of the hole, and some on the tab, on the sides. And you want to look at it, oops, so it is perpendicular, right? Don't want it leaning. So that looks pretty square, I think. Okay, put that aside. Repeat for the other one. Be careful, there may still be some wet glue if you touch it. I did not put accelerator on that. And for the most part, I don't think I'll need it on this as well. I'll just let it naturally set. All right, that's the second one. Put that aside on another piece of wax paper. The next step is the fuselage. I'm just going to use pokey things to get those out. Now, if I go too fast for you, that's okay. You could always pause it. What I don't recommend is that you zip ahead and not actually follow the video all the way through. I'm going to put some glue, and being very careful not to put too much glue in the slots. We kind of want to avoid glue in the slots. We'll come close, but we will not rub it over the slots. A little dab. Okay, that should be fine. All right, here's the secret to doing this. Well, one, carefully picking it up so you don't get glue on your fingers. What I like to do is line it up like this. I'm not squeezing it yet. I just slowly bring it together. Again, not squeezing them together. And you can feel all around it how it lines up. And I also have markers there that shows you when it lines up. This feels good. And I still haven't even squeezed it yet. I just let it touch. Once it's kind of set, I gently push down. And I can push down a little bit more firmly. If you have too much glue on it and you push down immediately, it might slide on you, and then you'll be misaligned again. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, that's the fuselage. Okay, next step, we're going to come back to the main wing. And if you remember, we only put glue in the middle. We didn't do on the bottom side, and we did glue on the bottom side here, but not on the top side here. We want to use our nail file at this point. And this is our little sanding block. We're going to sand this down. It's kind of sharp, and we're going to round it off so it'll fit inside the slot of the fuselage. So this will take a little time. You know, I used accelerator, so this glue is dry, so I can actually handle it. But if if you don't have accelerator, you're going to have to let it dry before you even get to this part. So it might take another hour or so. Just be patient. You'll get there. You'll be flying soon enough. So I'm just rounding this off, smoothing that out. I'm going to do it also for the other joints. Take your time on the sanding. You don't have to rush it. All right. The reason why we had to sand them down is because we will be sliding them through these slots. And you'll notice that there's these are slots for some winglets, and those winglets go forward towards the canard or tail. And if you sanded it enough, it should slide easily through. And this part will be more snug. If it's too snug, that looks like it's just about right. If it's too snug and you can't get that on there, take it off and just sand it a little bit more. So my goal is just to kind of get it on there aligned and perpendicular. It doesn't look too bad. We're not going to glue this yet. I think in my instructions, it mentions about putting glue on there. We're going to hold off on that and move on to the next step, which will be gluing on our winglets. Go ahead and get those on. That's these. We also have other winglets that are at the end of the wings, which we do towards the end. Okay. So it's going to just take a little dab of glue right here. Bottom. And there is kind of an angle to this. It kind of goes down or up, depending on how it is that you like it. I don't think it really matters a whole lot unless you want it symmetry. Just slide that right on there. So I angled them up. So I'll angle these up too, I guess. Okay. All right. Now things are going to get a little bit more tricky. We're going to slide our wing supports in canard. There's a stopper here, so this will only go so far and then stop, but we kind of want to get this sort of aligned to the slot. And it takes a little finagling sometimes. And it's not going to fit all the way into the slot. It should be close still. Just repeat the other side. Okay. Now our end game is to attempt to get these two parts in the slot. There we go. Just like that. So you'll notice they're in. If you look at the bottom side, you'll see some cracks. And when we put glue in here, we're going to push a little bit harder just to kind of make these cracks sort of go away, but they won't completely go away. But yeah, I think we're where we want to be. So let's go ahead and it feels good, looks good. We're going to add some glue in here. And this is why a good viscosity glue is highly important, because we are filling in gaps. Do not want to use a generic super glue. You do not want to use, oops, it slid on me. This is probably the most trickiest part of the whole assembly. Okay, now we're going to have to try to work a little quicker. And, oops, definitely want to push it in just a bit. It's going to start sticking, and then pretty much it will be, oops, I just touched my finger to it. This is indeed, and I'm also eyeballing, and that looks like it'll be fine. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and get my accelerator on there. Put a little bit more on there, fill in more gaps. Okay. Drop some. There we go. Let that sit for a bit. Okay. Hey, if you don't get a little super glue on your fingers, then you're not having fun. Super glue was invented just to actually glue skin. I think it was meant to be a wartime medic quick bond to help with cuts and whatnot. And well, certainly glue skin. All right, these winglets are shaped a little bit more narrow on one side and a little fatter on the other side. I like to put the fatter side forward in the same direction as the little fatter side on that one right there. So that's where I'm going to put it. This on the tab. It will go like this. Okay. And repeat for this. looking at my wood grain. Looks like it needs to go this way. Okay. All right. We're almost done. There we go. Now it's a matter of reinforcement. There are certain spots that you should reinforce. We're going to put some glue in this area on the outer side. This is going to help hold this winglet from, or this support from sliding on us. So I'm going to just get a bunch of glue in there, right there in the corner. Oops, didn't do that. That's all right. And then on top of here. And also on that castle joint, we're going to go on it and a little beyond. This is actually a critical. You want to make certain that you've got plenty of glue on that. You can probably don't even really need to spread it, but what I like to do is do a little spreading beyond, and looks good. Now I can get some more accelerator on there. Okay. Repeat for the other side. Bead of glue in the castle joint. I like to rub it right in it. All right. And some on the other side. If you forget to do this part, you may very well break off the wing. I have forgotten to do this before. Yeah, it happens. All right. Now, we didn't glue the main wing yet. We already got underneath the canard, but we did not do the main wing, which we can go ahead and do that now. Everything looks straight to you. Just get another bead down the joint there. This I don't need to rub anything. And do that right there. All right, that. Now, if you choose to reinforce other areas, it's up to you. If you fly this and if you ever hit, or just have a horribly bad crash and something breaks, super glue is your friend. You could always mend it back together again. After all, it is balsa wood. Balsa wood doesn't last forever. But in regards to mounting this, let's talk about that briefly. So what you're going to need are those accessories clips. The POWERUP does not come with these clips. If you buy the bundle package, you will get the accessories. The parts that you need out of there are going to be these clips here. And you're going to need the screwdriver. Yep. And all you have to do is just unscrew these two screws out of there. There's a little sled on the bottom in the clip. And then you just clamp it on and just screw the pieces right on there so it's mounted like this. So these clips are mounted upwards like that. If you mount your airplane, I recommend flying it in the forward configuration first. That's with the big wing in the front. And the ideal position is somewhere towards the back where the tail part of the plane is close to the propellers. So it may look a little awkward, but that's exactly about where it flies. And you could always, slide the airframe forwards or back to get a better center of gravity. So fly it in the forward configuration first. It's a little bit more floaty. And then once you get more experience flying it, you can flip it around and you can fly it in the backwards configuration. And this one is, I think, faster and a different style of flying altogether. So this is something that you want to fly in a nice park, a football field or soccer field size park with, steer clear of playground equipment and cement, streets and trees and the like, and you're going to have a blast with the StarFlux. So thanks for joining us, and until next time, take care.